Hello friends, welcome back to RMK Resolutions. So this is the next part of our discussion, and in this particular discussion we are going to discuss the characteristics of the superclass Pisces and superclass Tetrapoda. So please watch this particular video and previous video also for the complete understanding of the classification of the phylum Chordata and their characteristics. So please subscribe my channel RMK Resolutions and hit the bell icon so we'll get the regular notification. So please do all the videos. So let's go to the videos.
Air. Okay, so let's move to the first superclass Pisces. So name is derived from the Latin word. Latin Pisces means fish. So here fishes or fish-like aquatic forms they comes, and they having a paired as well as the median fins are present. Then gills are present on the body surface and scaly skins are present. So different type of soft scales are present on the body surface of the Pisces. So the class 1 of the superclass Pisces is the Placodermi. So in this particular Placodermi, there are several extinct orders are found, and these are the Paleozoic forms are found over here with bony head shield, which is also called as the placoderms. So here a full size functional gill arch, they proceed a hydroid arch. Example is the Clymatis. Then the second class is the Chondriocthyses, very important class. That name was derived from the Greek word, that Greek chondros means cartilage and thyses means fish. So cartilage fish we can say, and these are mostly marine. So cartilaginous endoskeleton is present. Cartilage means it is the elastic tissue we can say, and they act as an endoskeleton for these animals. So skins, they having a minute placoid scales. Here placoid scales are present on the skin, and gill slit is not covered with the operculum. This is the membrane like structure, and gill slits, they are not covered by the operculum. Then mouth and nostrils are ventral. The position is ventral. Then males with clasper. Clasper means this is a reproductive organ. So clasper is present in the male. So we can identify the female and male easily with the help of the claspers. Then here cartilaginous fish comes. Approximately 600 different species are found. Example, Scoliodon, very good example. It is also called as the dogfish, and Chimera, which is also known as the rat fish. So the third class is the Osteocthyses. The name was derived from the Greek word, that Greek osteon means bone and thyses means fish. So these are the bony fishes, and these are the cartilaginous fishes. So obviously they are the freshwater and marine, both forms are found. Bones act as an endoskeleton. Then skin having a various types of scales, that is the cycloid and ctenoid scales are present, that is the other than the placoid scale. Then For the osteothesis, gill slits, it is covered by the operculum. On the gill there is a small membrane like structure, thin membrane like structure, which cover the gill slits. So gill slit is covered by the operculum, and male they don't having a clasper. So bony fishes, all bony fish, they come into the osteothesis. Near about 20,000 different species are found. Example is the labio. Many example you can take. Labio is there, lungfish is there, seahorse, that is a hippocampus. So this is an Wikipedia image of the Scoliodon. Scoliodon, we know that this is a very common, or not common actually, but many people know the Scoliodons. These are the Wikipedia images of the Scoliodon. See, this is the Scoliodon, and on the skin placoid scales are present, which are directed backward. Then here this is a snout, elongated snout. In mouth and nostril they are the they are having a ventral position. Then here gill slits are there, and different types of fins are found on the body surface. See, these are the eyes and nostrils, they are having a ventral position. 1 to 5 gill clefts are there. This is a snout. These are the here there is an external nostril which having a ventral position. Here this is the lateral line. Lateral line means this is a sensory organ for the animal. And this is the first dorsal fins, pectoral fin, pelvic fins. So fins are present on the body surface. Anal fins, caudal fins. And this is an image from the Wikipedia of the chimera or rat fish. So this one is the chimera or rat fish, and this is the these are the images of the labio, which is the bony fish. Labio, scales are present on the body surface apart from the placoid scale, that is the ctenoid and cycloid scales are present on the body surface. These are again some Wikipedia images of the Protopterus, which is the bony fish, Protopterus. And these are the seahorse, again these are the bony fish. This is a seahorse. It is looking like a horse, that's why it is called a seahorse. Hippocampus. Okay, so let's move to the second superclass, is the Tetrapoda. This particular name Tetrapoda is derived from the Greek word, that Greek tetra means 4 and podos means foot. So as I told you, this Tetrapoda, they are having a different habitats, that is they are having aquatic habitat also, land habitat also, arboreal and aerial, all kind of habitats are there. So these are the land vertebrates which having a 2 pairs of pentadactyl limbs. This is an important. Pentadactyl limbs means 5 digits or finger like structures present in the limbs, and they are having a cornified skins with lungs used for the respiratory purposes. So there are several classes for the superclass Tetrapoda, number 1 is the class Amphibia. That Amphibia means they are having a both life, that is they are found on land also and on the in the water also. So they are unable to survive in the water also and on the land also. So larval stage they are usually aquatic and breathe by the gills during the larval stages, and terrestrial they respire by the lungs. So they having a moist skins and no external scales are found. Then typically they having a 2 pairs of limbs, nostrils they connecting the mouth cavity, then heart it is about the 3 chambers, and near about 2500 species are found. We can take an example: Rana, that is a Rana tigrina frog, Bufo, that is a toad, and Salamander. These are the examples of the amphibia or amphibians. See my dear friends, these are the some Wikipedia images. This is the image of the Bufo, which is a, we can call it as a toad. These are the amphibians from the family Bufonidae. This is again a toad, image of the toad. You can observe here the skin is moist skin is there, so they are able to survive on the land also and in the water also, but mostly they are found on the land and they respirate by means of the lungs, and larval forms they breathe by the gills. Okay, so second class is the Reptilia. So name is derived from the Latin word, Latin reptilis means covering. So these are the terrestrial and aquatic tetrapods. Skin is dry and it is covered by the horny scales or scute. So limbs, typically 4 limbs are there, and each limbs they having a 5 claw toes are present. Then skeleton is the bony skeleton. Heart, it is incompletely developed by the 4 chambers. So these are the cold-blooded animals. Cold-blooded means their body temperature is not constant. Their body temperature change according to the surrounding environment. These are the cold-blooded animals. Respiration by means of the lungs, and near about 7,000 species are present in the class Reptilia. So we can take in many examples: wall lizard, Uromastic, which is called as a spiny tail lizard, then Naja cobra, Spinodon, then crocodiles. These are the few examples of the Reptilia. And then third class is the class Aves. Word is derived from the Latin word, that avis means bird. So all the birds they come into the come here, and body it is usually covered by the feathers, and we know that birds are adapted for the flying purposes. So 4 limbs they are modified into the wings for the flying purposes, and hind limbs they are adapted for the different functions such as the walking, for the perching. Perching means to make a balance on the twig or tree, that is called as a perching. Then feet are also adapted for the swimming purposes. Then feet are adapted for the climbing purposes also, for running purposes also. So there are different functions of the hind limbs. So obviously no teeth are present in a beak. Then heart it is completely developed, made up of the 4 chambers. Then see here, lungs are compact, so many adaptation takes place in the body of aves for the flying purposes. So lung is compact with air sacs. Air sacs are present in the lungs for the flying. Then these are the warm-blooded animals. Near about 9,000 different species are found. So we can take many examples of the aves. Then class 4 is the mammalia. So mammalians, that word is derived from the Latin word mamma, means breast. So body, it is usually covered with the hairs. So this is an important characteristics of the class mammals, that is body is covered by the hairs, and different types of glands are present in the skin. And female, they develop a mammary glands for the secretion of the milk for the nourishment of the young one. Then circulatory system is well developed. Heart, it is completely developed by the 4 chambers. So here the oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood, it is completely separate in the class mammals. Then these are the warm-blooded animals, that is their body temperature is constant, whether surrounding temperature is cold or warm. If we take an example, for example human beings, they are the mammals and their body temperature is near about 37 degrees Celsius and it is constant. So they are the warm-blooded animals. Then air-breathing vertebrates, obviously they respirate on the land by the air. So in the mammals, 4,500 species are found. So we can take many examples here. There are three different examples we discuss. This is the echidna, that is a spiny ant eater. So echidna, it is the example of the mammals which lay the eggs. So egg laying mammals, spiny anteater is the egg laying mammals. Then this is the Macropus, that is a kangaroo. We know that it is native in the Australia. And again this is the different types of the mammals where skin is hanging on the dorsal side, and on that skin we know that pouch like structure the annulid animals are developed. So this is again a different examples of the kangaroo. And then ratus or rat, then homo, these are the human beings. So this is the hemidactylis, examples of the reptile. These are some examples of the reptiles. Uromastic, again these are the reptiles. Uromastics, example of the class reptile. This is again a reptile, very dangerous we can say, because this is the world largest poisonous snake found on the land. So, naja, or we can say the cobra. Again this is an example of the class reptilia, naja. This is the image, example of the class aves, ostrich. Their foot is adapted for the running purposes. Pentadactyl foots. Example of the aves, pigeon. This is an spiny ant eater, echidnus. So this is the egg laying mammals. spiny and eater, egg-laying mammals. This is a Macropus. Kangaroo. So for the kangaroo, you can see here, this is an hanging pouch where the new animals are developed in that pouch. So very unhygienic conditions where animals develop. Kangaroo. Okay, so thank you so much. Please like, share and subscribe my video. Thank you. Bye bye.